President Bill, on in 4 years anniversary speech where he been give Independence Day. You want deny? Na Independence speech dandy. Na in 4 year anniversary speech he be give. You remember? After he be they talk the different things the way they don't do. You know talk say now he just go commission 15 Bowser them just the other day. Where be talk about that other 20 where be say. What the president say in just commission 15 Bowser. Yes, government of Sierra Leone give Guma Bowser them. That is true. Not to say the government not ever give Guma Bowser. They did. But my friend, this 15 will the president go commission. Not to government money. China na ngiwi. But you know talk say just the other day I commissioned 15 Bowsers donated to us from the People's Republic of China. Not talking so. But we be know. Say na China na ngiwi. And give it 2 fire engine truck and 15 Bowsers. What the president talk? He just talk about the 15 Bowsers. He not talk no side about the fire engine. In saying that, you know say the reports don't come out. The task force will investigate the fire explosion, the tanker explosion na Wellington. They don't carry the report to the president. They don't go hand over to him. Yeah, the president don't talk about the 2 fire engine. But they don't carry reports. And then in a Thursday, the day after independence, then they go give the president na status. Now 15 people them, 15-man presidential task force. Then they be set up for investigate the circumstances which surround the cause. And the extent of the destruction after the Wellington petrol tanker fire disaster. What do you feel say na the circumstance first? Because the extent of the destruction, okay. Because when that thing may be happen, a lot of people be getting info say. A lot of people. Some man say na poverty, some man say na lawlessness, some everybody getting on. They don't investigate and done. They don't go present the findings to the president. And they make specific recommendation for all institutions within a salon. Incident management system. Salon for black and white. Trust we. You're good for that. It's a force. That are the chairperson. Lieutenant General, retired, Brian Assisi, when I am the chair of the committee. He said, first of all, waiting and first fair not. Now the behavior of the public. Then after that, what happened after the collision? He said, "I cause major factor by the kind incident will be happen and the serious matter will be caused." In separate them findings, the tanker driver been use megaphone where we go take from somebody where they sell. Use megaphone where go take from somebody where they sell. He said, then Kosa. And then not be yeri waiting if they try for warn them against. He say the fire incident really happened after the two motorcar them be done bang. He say, but it take over 30 minutes. Over 30 minutes before the explosion take place. Remember what people they ask. Who says if now we ask? Who said the emergency system? Where the police? Where them? So he say poor communication between security service and the PRA, when a petroleum regulatory agency. When they work that one day for regulate oil marketing companies. And he said they need for enhanced effective communication among all the players them. Now the Sierra Leone incident management system. Will they talk? It's a one critical turnaround point in the entire emergency management establishment of the country. Now for provide knowledge to the public on the dangers we deal with industrial products. Industrial products. Like fuel tanker them. Where they go up and down in the country, but people don't know the danger where they want they work out with. What the president they talk? He say yes. That thing will happen. That be national disaster. In a magnitude in which the country not see it in the recent times. Yeah. Okay. President Bill. You look down, they sound small like Donald Trump. Well, how they go no more? That speech will be analyzed there. And this one back we talking at State House. Okay. He said that disaster will be happen. The magnitude will be happen. We not see recently na salon. He said he be there in trip abroad, but he get for cut and shot and come back home. For provide the leadership and for give hope and for console the one that will be lost people and then thing then day. He say yes. He be able. But in that heaviness day, we'll be in taught that same day. Then be able for lead the response. Then be able to lead the response. So, it tell thank you to the National Disaster Management Agency and all other agencies them. including the first responders them, military, fire force, the medical team, and all the one them will come for help on that day. He said you have to be glady with the one them within at the medical side, because they do their best for take care of the one them will be get the born. And at the clear indication this, we will all for meet to get that work together, especially in difficult times. Mr. President, right now, you say by his speech, you say at difficult times. So, how you talk and I ask not to that fire no more. This back in difficult times. Who they watch? He say, the president say, in government, go take a closer look. Then go take that ABAB lens for let them see all the dots and the comma, everything. By waiting them fen and waiting them recommend. And then go look the kind policy and measures them where they go put in place for prevent anything like this for happen again. He say, but when they look by the recommendation them, something with them pinpoint pa, when a lawlessness. And one, there are certain agencies them not be do nothing for stop that not for happen. Or even the lack of rapid reaction with something like that they happen. He say because we in a government, we for prevent who say possible then kind thing then they. If we not be able for prevent ourselves, we for ready say in case that kind of thing they happen, we ready for knock and down one thing. This the presidency. The findings. What do you say? The president don't talk in yon. Would they wait for let them release them out so that we all go able to look the findings? We all go able to look the findings and able for make up all waiting and say inside it. You think say we learn? Okay, November 5th to now, you think say we learn? Or will they wait for another trouble for happen? Or you think say we learn? Lawlessness, inactive of different agencies them, but I am a salon. If not for black and white, left and give. When they put on a black and white. But the implementation, I did the issue kinde. Hopefully, this will bring a turning point in the country. And we need for land people say, them Bowser then they we carry petroleum products and for stay off am. And the Bowser driver themselves for know the danger wey dem dey carry. It's Saturday. Let I bring us friend. Let we hear waiting on your summary for today. Yes, us friend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, on the platform. Thanks to all the source of the information and the listeners and viewers. I believe, say, been a lot will not happen at the country in terms of we all want let development they go. We look out from a national belonging, how people then belong to the nation, then give them service to the nation. But here we see there is a lot of people and they change in different sector who they know they show you the right path, or are they leading us to a safe landing, or the path wouldn't they create for we a narrow one. So we ask the question. Some people are breaking can ask and say, what is now waiting now the thing where they go on now? And some people they ask, waiting been done day, what was and what is going to be? And the one we're going to be, and then the question because of Wusa we don't come up with national history, the biography, and looking at Wusa people and don't they show national belonging. The national belonging, we can question them. Waiting are them belonging to the nation, at development, or then they try for let them go deviate we from having a safe landing, or the path, the route wouldn't they show we a narrow one, we all the time would find it difficult for reach the other end of development. So that purpose built development plan, now you will not able get it, we go able to sustain development. So waiting we don't find out for the past years, we they say people that sense outside and they say this is my place where they or me local area where they do what I need for do for develop them. So that bring me back again for no waiting at this local authority, then duty. Would you forget about we customary laws? Would you forget about whose side we don't come out and the waiting we want for be and waiting get for be for the future. So you find the citizens and what they as them what they say now they would able choose where they would put before, they always they put them in a blind state. Then they put them in a decision wherein the changes them what then they say then they put before, in other words, in the form of casting their vote, they are always deceived. Waiting at the deception. The deception is from waiting and they give them for say this now so and so and so. But because of this, now so it be. So the sense of belonging, you one of the politicians, you say you bring a sense of belonging to a particular sect. Then the citizen, then they belong to the nation, then they belong to the country. Now then they go, then they feel like every day. But when the politicians then begin to create all this, then they actually try to say the energy you wouldn't get, the strength wouldn't get, now the force wouldn't get. So then they use them for let they able convince the poor citizen where they look for a change and they look for who it belong, but because of who that it trust, who are the leaders, who that they trust, who then they before, he go put all in trust for say the trust where I get in you, I continue for put the trust. So he wipe away even the time when the person they suffer on the street, even the time when the person they go for hungry times where they find food for it, even the time where the person they try for get water, when I clean water at the time. So you they change in position that moment they you say the person bring Bowser, you see the person go bring rest by cup for can give una, you go see the person bring this for can give in a different way for say una one for can belong, una go belong to we the give una. The moment what we feel say we the give una, let we remind una say we the help una. But it's a total fallacy most times we don't think that we not to real thing with the kind of we face. But it all comes down to national belonging. The national belonging, the leaders them, they know they show them. Then they show them in the form of a different way where the citizens know they realize them. The citizens themselves, they know say na them country, now they them belong, now they want for invest, now they we all want for go, now they you they build the bridge for we would they now look we able to know what's in the day. So where they go, you know whose side you go, you know whose side gallop day, you know whose side cough day, you know whose side stone day, you know whose side good people in there, you know whose side for go buy this. So this is the bridge they try for link. But when it comes to the politicians, most times, a lot of them, you find out, say, they are not belonging nationally, they are only belonging to a point wherein, now for their own purpose, now for their own self thing, in what thing they do, then they create a safe place for themselves. But when you would they belong to the country, where we say we boku pass them. When you look at the matter, we boku pass their citizens. But then they translate, say, you are not going to belong, you have to belong where we belong. You get for go with ideas. So that brings us again where they see people and they say, okay, now we they get we they expose you now to something. And when we they expose, then they expose the citizen, themselves at the same time, they are exposing themselves. So it become a point of exposure instead of a point where in the national development they come, then the citizen then will know the sense of belonging, then will know the responsibility what they go do, then you just show them waiting now we own way we will be the live, how we were able for put time together for meet up with man and style, and how we were able for meet up and for let we see we own number who don't get who don't pass how been day tra day. All those kind of things, you they wipe them away. You they remove them totally from the minds of the set of the but it all comes down to this bygone character. This bygone when they say it don't pass. The ideas where they be say they want them way they don't exist in those days. Now then would they say they are wise people. They are the bygones for the knowledge. But then why are one of the bygones of knowledge? When they say now we want them way we don't say no now we pay them now we people and then we show we. But because of them don't fail for become people and one are wise people the character, that behavior what they do, that bygone way they change and totally. In fact, what they bring for you now like a crossword clue. When they put them crossword, say this crossword, now you go put and so you go create a word from them. If you go across, you go mix and create another word. It become a crossword politics where they see say you the politician who been there na A, you go see an a B, then the one who go there B, you go see an a C. So all these kind of things, and then the one that we in a A now, you go find out so then go begin say, well, we'll get A. We'll get A1, we'll get A2, we'll get sub A3. So this is what is going on. And the only way when they get for find out the solution there, now for go back to waiting now we customary laws, wherein then go give authority to the chief them, then go know how they talk to them people them, because now then therefore tell the truth, teach the leaders, for let them go tell the truth, because then know them people them, what they bring, decentralization, where you go give them their own way, so that they know say, where somebody can't tell with this, we know say, you not being do am. We know say, you not able for do am. Or we know say, you depend try for do am. Because that try for do am is different from you know one for do am, you not able for do am. But there is always a message when they conceal and they keep am. They know they tell me because that's the character of the politicians. They are the wise people who have been there for long, not the younger ones now. Wait for them pass a message. Wait, not that bygone. Wait, they say bygone be bygone. They are also politicians who are human beings. You are a character of a bygone knowledge, the knowledge where you've been there. But when you fail forgive them to the people them where they need forget, they not they know. All they bring now for just tell and say now will they give una this moment I go they can't give una. But the purposefulness they don't left them. We now the people in purpose say would they for let we serve the nation. We dey for let we do we self-regulation. So instead, na competition, na breakaways, na factions and they come along. You know, they see something real. You see person they come, what they can't tell you. They can't begin to tell, oh, and now we don't see say the fire will be come, na fire because of people and they. But the subject and the thing itself, if it not been there, the people are not before don't go there. Not to the people and they will the fire come, waiting at the substance, even the fire. When the fire people and they go for go check for fire thing, and they look for the substance, the element that will cause the fire. Then they look now for the negligence as another issue where they go correct. If the vehicle not been on hit, it not been go the route, Then be no safety times, then be no areas where them bound say when you dey load, then times they are now rush hour. Use the other route, go this other side. All those safeguardings. But when you say now the people them directly, so it means you dey left the security where they cause the thing when at the fire. Just like any safety place, then they say not put like we they walk in a certain place, they say no, not put na this road here in case people they want run, then get space for run. This is a fire exit. Not because they say the fire will cause that place there. That because the routes and then they open, let you not get a fire. Then the police you not drop anything where they catch fire back in case fire catch. So the fire not go big. So if the fire been dead, a lot in a small gallon. Sometimes before don't just be 1, 2, 3 people because of them misbehave. But it's a big tanker because it lost route, it did at the wrong lane, it can't hit, maybe you know it lost, maybe it get tires, it will not be in the grip, maybe we get side way before don't go past, or maybe we get a time way before don't use that route before avoid the fire. So this is the kind of people and who this is a one day we don't get sense, the sense then they keep them. Then they keep them for themselves for no say, oh, go discuss it. Well, we don't go tell them this. That's all. That should not be. We have to get a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging, a national belonging, a national biography. We don't know say this now they write from time of colonial time. Would they pass the baton to the others so that they go able to forget the culture? But when the culture they shift, the pattern then they shift, people and they still get the other one, then they say these are the old system. You see people and they come, fraudulence they occur. This is all not development. Let we try for look for economic history who don't dwell the nation. When you look at the economic history, at the biography, you look at the national total history, what they make up the people, how the people spread, why then they go this way, why they get more population here, why they get people and they come in the city, why we go able want to move people out of the city, how we go do them. But if you're always thinking of those short-term solutions and you never have a development plan, now in the cause with this. I'm not going for keeping along. I can't greet my sister in London, but it is say hello to Una. Thank you very much. Hopefully everything will work out for we well, so that we leaders them go able for lead we, so that we go able for go now a national development plan and a national belonging, the background, the history, we will go able put, we will make that civic education will become good to people. Customary laws is the main key. Customary laws, then get for look into them, then get for empower. How chief then the talk case, and nobody just say no all case na court. The chief then get for own the authority because now then get the small people there would they move Kana city, and then they get the small amount of people they transform, then go to bigger towns. Now then they get people who they transform commodity Iberia and say don't they Europe. But if these customary laws then cut them all the time when they go and feeding of ready-made knowledge, then when I don't put the knowledge of the customary powers who will make the people and get training. Like when they say charity begins at home, you see now streets they go menu and they bring all this problem. And the street men, they help in any development. Now, when you teach a child, even if he no want to accept, but he go good tomorrow because you don't plant the seed. When something like go say, oh yes, then been tell me this. But that is the knowledge you know they give the people. Now one day, I believe say God will make one day will get people and we will able to get that wider attention. They go make people and get an attention who would deserve, say, they look at wider range. They will go before for pursue let country develop. So that the nation will get something where the people and will able to benefit. No, they just find a safe landing ground, then the road will be used for go land, it not look clear. We don't land, we land, you want for travel back, you move another direction, then road is narrow. Thank you very much for giving me the platform, and let God continue for helpful leaders so that we no go just do no more. We will just say this what they do, we do them only for Lord, we'll just get a kind of in fact, it's more like what they do, then they create divisions every day. Then they get bad divisions, and when they come back, and when the divisions they break, you come back, you put them together, a different mindset. That is why all this they happen. But again, it come to Wuda na the one where they lead, where them go believe, where them go listen, where get that charisma, where them go know say he talk as a leader, he understand the needs of the people them. Then I think now he will able to address them with knowledge and wisdom. Let God help we. Let God find the leaders and wisdom. Let God continue for help we. Thank you very much for giving me the platform. Let God help we all. Let we nation move forward. Thank you very much, sir. My sister is
Thank
said
you
hello to
very
now.
much, Usfren.
Yeah, God bless you now. Yeah.
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 We want to say thanks to Usfren for that summary day for today. You are the listen. Now your opportunity this now. For make we hear it from you. A lot of things them happen during the week where only 2 or 3 issues them I can't lay at table. A lot of things them happen. Eh? So if not to that one day safe, waiting you want for talk about because today now Saturday. And Saturday everything goes at the real one port. I open the phone line now. Unless if you think so we don't do well, then we go end up, then we come with Daniel Oldfield. You there watching on Facebook, looking at the screen. You go see the numbers then for call, they scroll. Now Facebook you watch, looking at the screen, the numbers for call, they. Let's come with the first caller. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Concerned citizen.
Yes, sir. Concerned citizen. You get 5 minutes waiting na your own submission today, sir.
Well, I don't listen all with you concerned citizen. Submission today. The submission today on the phone. Today what you lay out is I see I hear all what you say. Number one, I take what the APC constitution. Where you lay out on the table so well. And the man we cared and go to court is self-explained. Yeah, man, they allow you a chance. Now, man, it means good for the APC in the future. I mean, every should be to make some fun. You see, the man say, one way, 1 foot there, 1 foot there, and within the community. Of course, now man will look at Monday, 1 foot there, 1 foot there, and within the community. Huh? Hello? Yes. Now man, look, wait. Let us see what they bring out the constitution in committee. In committee. As this is what you would think and other thing would think quite detailed. It will be sensible people that can in committee in there. So I feel they'll get a chance. This is what I said to give away the bring out for this fire hazard, fire business. Because the constitution the institution not work, right? Cause the accident there. Because the institution need to work. It never be. The president they always say that lawless, no less, no lawless, no lawless. Who for sure example? Not the government. The lawless piece to the government side. The government is for sure discipline. Example, when man cause we go above the law, discipline. So that person will follow the other one. We could follow again. The government, the president, all this the president institution, now not the work. You know the work. You know this have you said the last time say, wait man, when they made the whole way, the institution made the work. Seldom we get that kind incident in there. Nothing. We'll not really get them. We'll not really get them at all. For example, look, lorry they go load wood, load a high one. The bigger guys inside the country, inside the town. Can you imagine? When they go fire coal, high one. Law not the principle, law not there for stop them. I say no, that's for law for day. If the rule of law not there, that's alone. You know, go work. We could talk day tomorrow. Day tomorrow. We never see 8, we never see 10. Rule of law for day. Rule of law not day, you know, work. You know, work. Let go get possible. Say this is not a good president. If you know institute the rule of law for let the rule of law work, better never than as a law. So, man, that's me here for talk.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
Hello?
Yeah. Thank you
Hello?
very much, Mr. Williams. Thank you, sir.
Yes, rule of law. Maintain rule of law. No better nobody.
Thank you very
Rule
much.
of law not in us alone. Yeah. That's not what me here for talk. Yeah, before I go, since then, for all year, you say president will make committee for that man way if we whether man is free in that way free in jail. Up to now, you're nothing. So what did you go on? And you think that again, you see? The president said tomorrow he not come back and tell everything that so that happen. You see? So I don't know. You may hear anything about that?
Not at all, sir. We still do it for you from there.
And how long will you wait for the year? Simple thing, you can't talk one thing, you say no, so. You see? And second, I do not hear about this fake degree where they get now. So now we if the parliament go begin start and they don't sign up, and they don't sign for them for start. By right, they will not take action now, because for simple reason, they think and they reflect to two prominent people in the parliament and the man who lead the government business. This is now one. The clerk of parliament now two. They will not set example immediately. So now they do government business enough for handle any government issues at all in the parliament. And I remember at one time they introduced bills. Can they? They introduced bills. This same Auditor General issue. That man was so arrogant. He was a arrogant man. It will be shame now for still now he still get fake degree. It was shame. Okay.
Thank you very much,
sir. No contribution there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, caller, you're live on here. You need me to say the call from, please.
I'm Lawrence Fox at the call from London.
Lawrence, you get 5 minutes, sir.
Yes, Tripoli. Hey, Salon. Tripoli, you go did.
Sorry, me I be don't shoot more.
I know you don't shoot more, so you not go did it. So, but one time, then say I will take and make a joke, but this is very serious. The judiciary is a caricature, and that's a look like. That's crazy. Because when you get a constitution, I should say the constitution gets something like we will see. If this executive not there's an ad hoc committee where am I making sense? Structure the inside, then structure will be somehow democratic. But how a court ruling will say now one man for choose 9. Then now the one man don't begin things say so powerful. You know they talk about a 9 way for choose, we don't be able to 21. So I enjoy what you say we brilliant brilliantly. That was brilliant. Say, well, if now Chaiko could then go choose Silver Blind, which go and do. How they call him, or they go choose Alpha Kang, which go and do. Concentrate on your 9 and not the 20. And the selective clause is crazy and a wrong judicial precedents than wrong judicial precedents. Me again to answer the point for saying a wrong judicial precedents. And I don't know if you just want to create more problem, but opposite then go just I don't know if they want at them party me or care. I don't know if they want to go for good now the courts, but I don't they look and say something okay more time, but then go adhere to it in the court say. But then it's just like now I make you see the Western world, so we want to trust the judiciary. One part, I think I don't. The other side what they look at, The judges in our country that gets too much powers, man, because we not get local courts. Mammy cause, waiting cause, stick and stones not the brick bone. If they make a local court, we in the fish again for going to local courts. For go report to a local judge, I think see if they cause and say we just turn in face, we don't want to go down to that little layman when a Lawrence Fox we go sit on one court, we mean a high court judge. You know get jurisdiction for talk about Mammy cause case. Because there are some things that they wait for them at the higher courts and the lower court. But as I say, imagine and take for course, then take a man we mentally ill, we society for try for say you help him, and carry man go to jail. Imagine the Pademba Bagut saga. I want to make Salon people remember. Imagine saying that Salon saga they been going. Black Google lost in life for nothing. Can you imagine? An innocent man go lost in life. So imagine how many people ending in jail. How many people when a driving license, them this and this, then carry them go to jail. We lost their life. We will not talk about as a country, and that is very, very serious. So America they say we need for empower the mayors, forget the local courts, and the police self for be under the mayor. I advocate for this, and I will continue to advocate for this. Still also say we need that kind of story. On the other hand, we talk about that disaster management. It's not serious. The response team was crazy. Might have you not taken action for SACO. So the response team then they like I say the communication. Then we ready for solve the problem. Do we have fire stations all over the country? Because we talk about say disaster management, every place for day we for response for any disaster. Like they forget building the way for fire disaster management. Not only the fire engine, they for get the small military personnel, small hospital, and all and the top of fire disaster management. Nothing say they're ready for to do and do. If we look at the country again, Mother Beauty continue for like they follow the tenets of democracy. There is total control. If they violate the constitution, they will say there is state capture of the institutions of the state. And these institutions, they harass and intimidate the citizens. And right now, too, they're afraid, so like what's happening at the rebel war and happening so right now. And Salon, we just pray because not pray no more for pray because we don't know what's going to happen any day. Salon day in a problem of like a turmoil, a situation in which people for all left you go day. And I think say me go day we come here the shumo. Not that's yeah.
Thank you very much, Lawrence.
Thank you,
the kindly story APC. Alfred don't put. I can't wait
Oh,
to watch
Mass,
that 21 Monday. Yeah.
Triple, you know go did it. You know go get for
I
it.
did you. You yourself no
You
get
know
for
go did
it.
it. Me I go did it.
Okay.
Okay, then. Look at that finish.
Alright, thank you. Lawrence, yeah. If you want for call WhatsApp, the number then you screen for call WhatsApp. Eh? Will you get a call? We try for bring you in. Yes, caller, you did live on here. You name and who side you call from, please?
Nina, a concerned citizen.
You get 5 minutes, sir. What's in your contribution?
Well, my contribution, I want to talk small about
You can turn down your volume now the background or you come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about the recent court verdict with Fisher G. You see, we don't read recently for say Fisher is not even qualified for be a lawyer for practice law na salon. Not to miss him. Now the authorities where they give license permits to lawyers for practice law na salon. In the first place, Fisher then call her in a hired judge. You know, go through parliament. And that case we handle in a very sensitive case, a constitutional case. We comprise of two main political parties. If waiting they happen so, maybe they pray to God for let something happen, but it will not happen before. Then say, TTRC report say, the cause of the 11-year senseless war, we come on at the southeast, na the judiciary and the police, na the cause. And at the same symptoms them with the CISO. And as it go, we don't know what to get for happen tomorrow. Fisher not qualified for take short an appointment. In appointment not go to parliament. He not a qualified lawyer. this thing not go born good picking. And also for now, but in the future will be tomorrow and so forth. Lord, very be careful till you go on a saloon. We get people there. Now, 2 kilo man they responsible for the arrest na saloon. What they say now, then 3 are responsible for the arrest, political arrest na saloon right now. 1 na we are blinding. 2 na the Chief Justice. 3 na Fisher. If we watch things according to history, the Southeasterners they always use the Northwesterners as a scapegoat. Whenever they don't plan something, they're not going to lead them. They defend somebody from the Northwest for leader. And this thing no go born good picking. Need a big Sierra Leone. Now we first get Western education according to history. People when they come on at Jamaica, they can't do things as alone. And as alone, now the British then they empowered for control even Jamaica. But also today, people are glad for what they go on to. Now few people that they destroy Salon so. Very few people them. And to be precise, Kioma don't cut inside. The Chief Justice is Sidon. They do selective justice in that country. Enough fine. Not for today, not for tomorrow. And if you come back, you look to the educational side. The Southeasterners and the boastful say that they are highly educated. But history don't reveal for say most of the degree they get not fake. To be precise, I be the watch where the mayor at the Soya, they invite an parliament. The clerk of the parliament, where they sit on that committee, the way I made a chastiser woman day, I feel pity for him. Not knowing to say, Akisaya, she is well educated than the clerk of parliament. This is very trending. It's very trending. Unaro no sidom are not that problem can salon. Now few people in the above salon in progress one. It's very shameful when they out. You go send money for going salon. The people are not able to call the figure. $100. Some people are they out when you go send them. Pass the right figure for you. They will laugh we. We don't become a laughing stock. Now the outside world. People don't get what they eat. And still with the dance, still then to let people also the 3 of them, these are not afraid for say right now is any problem trigger that salon and then they are the minority. Let the Leone think. During 1964 to 1967, where Albert Magat said the mantle of Sierra Leone, who they for them pa? Na Kilo people left for them pa. Then I be judges them. Then I be the top civil servants them. Then put them all. Now one side, I let Cleoman. Cleoman, he gets a bag. Where they always go with. He call a man can tell. Man can tell. That's what call that bag day. Cleoman, who knows the it is. I don't see in a salon a top civil servant when na Clio. When he may say they don't involve in corruption in commit suicide. But we, the so-called Northwest, the Southeasterners, particularly the Northerners and the Southeasterners, with a thief, with impunity, they dance pant up, but Kiloman they don't also. But presently, the Kiloman they don't join me. Then 3 people there, Sylvia Blinding, and the Chief Justice, and this useless man will court this case. They trigger one at that country. The Clio are very small. If anything happen at that country, Rwanda, not small thing.
No, we don't reach yonder. We don't let you like
No, not we don't reach there.
We don't reach there. you don't talk, everybody get right to your opinion. And that's your right.
Why they talk to? They are at the base. Let we try meet some people and let them intervene with politics. The international community, it don't reach time when they support them because the international community not gets no credentials for the judiciary, the executive, and the legislative. Then three organizations plus the fourth estate will then sell themselves for a bag of rice and cooking material. When are the journalists them? Everything don't become a state captured na saloon. We shall go arrest me case.
Thank you. It's Saturday. Everybody get right to your opinion here. But we want to stay away from tribe. Naya. Because we preach one salon. And you get right to your opinion. But this one for begin reach to Rwanda, no. We not they propagate someone on this platform. And everybody will call, even me we sit down here. Anything I talk, I'm responsible for it. The platform is not responsible. So anybody will call irresponsible for what they say. So we have to be responsible, you know. We asking one, we can say things, but now one salon we get. And nobody know to shoot there now. We get paper for be shoot there. All we want for salon are the best. It's fine for sound the alarm. If other people in Canada back can begin say, well, the crew they always don't they behind. And the country then and then can rule. And then they do this. We don't need that type of conversation. We don't need tribe, creole, country, and nah, we don't. Not on this platform. You have right to your opinion, but we should be responsible also. You go Dede. Your name, go Dede. You want be in the committee. I get connection, Kano. I get connection. I get 2 space. Where the auction. One of the highest bidder. I ain't go Dede. The highest bidder. Well, I don't try for return call. No, well, phone line don't close. Make a come with Tony. And see. It's Saturday. I'll go inside because Daniel Gafford can give you the sports update. I can say no good today. Ah well. This is serious so. Who that go today now? Lord bring Tony come on board. Let me hear you. Waiting and get to you. Welcome on board, Tony Tory Jones. You get the platform.
Yeah, Ibrahim, thanks for having me. Kushan Kabo from Bulem. Don't see this night weekend. I wish you all A happy weekend, a successful one, and good luck in whatever things they want to undertake on a different corners them. I think the first one I will start with now. The first one we get for deal with the APC ruling and everything. We in a much more sensitive one, and this are facing a test of time for the party. And you know, basically for me, I think say this like a test to the democracy within the political party, wherein you know they need for come together at this moment. I mean, I know say they've been having confusion, they've been having a lot of dispute, a lot of misunderstanding and challenges, but we need a constructive opposition. And in one way, we will be able to get a constructive opposition is when themselves as a opposition able to be united and able to get a common cause. I think they need to use this opportunity for make them build bridges. They need for make them what they call because this is not time for them for make then they wash their dirty linens outside. Even though they've done it already, everybody know the dispute because if they are not constructive, if they are not formidable, if they are not united, there's nothing they can do. We will create that pressure on the ruling party because although they are not just there for me to criticize the ruling party, they have to do whatever way they oppose, therefore be the interest of everybody, therefore be the interest of the last man at the last corner, like the welfare of people, things that when are burning issues, things that we're facing are challenges, things that we're facing the society needs. Because especially when we celebrated the 61-year independence of the country, it's a moment when we get for reflect. Where do we go wrong? Just like we maybe asked the last time, what can we do to address some of the things that we would face now? If we say if we don't get them done long since before now, I think this is the time where both political parties them way don't hold this country from 1961 to now. Therefore, actually, it's not time for blame game. Say, hey, una million power, wait, una do all this. It's a time where we for unite as a nation. It's a time where because when you left Salon, they look the party where you represent. They look the tribe where you represent. They look at the flag. They ask you which country where you come up from. And they will begin to say, oh, Mina SAPP, Mina APC, they say it's from Sierra Leone. And the next thing they will tell you, say, hey, I mean, they'll ask you questions that we get for deal with things that we don't go through as a nation. And so the successes of Sierra Leone now at this point where both parties and we I can usually say don't they mismanage the resources of the country because if those resources will have been managed well and able for get people get foresight and able for be proactive by now if you say Sierra Leone for be that kind of an envy place now West Africa even Africa because when you take the population size of the country you take waiting we get if all those things that we get we concentrate in developing those things and build upon those resources then what we get, we're not going to go and big. You understand? We're not going to go and see we presidents, they go and waka around, even they go to Vietnam or Usai. And they continue for the Canada, now we continue, and then for the military. When everything has been set, when everything on platform day, everything is going on well, investor no need for you don't need for go meet investors. Now you they brag when they come because you look for the highest bidder, you look for other way they can we say income the more sustainable. Where if tomorrow if there's a disaster, we don't see the same thing that happened during the Ebola time where we see companies were going away when it affects our economy because I remember back they were saying our we consider them the fastest growing economy, but well all those things they all went down like Titanic ship just because the foundation was not there some modern companies there where they come nobody not even the authorities them where they not they do the due diligence for now some of them they in terms of background check because I mean some of the companies already come you get for know you get for find out what is their strengths and weaknesses what that they're capable of doing but if we see we just they allow everybody no more they come they like then turning there we're not able to get a sustainable development if we able to do we assignments well you understand and this has to do with now we never plan because if we don't fail all this while I'm not saying other governments and the government they're waiting now they try they only to with the able, but we get to be more robust. We get to be more able to put things in place. We get to make sure say the things that we're lacking Compare the sub-region, for example, with contemporaries, them where we all get independence the same time within that same era. Like for instance, that 1960, 1961, because if you look we Nigeria, Ghana, and all, we all almost get independence within the same period. It's just probably a year after this or months difference within between we and see their own successes the way they don't make, they strive the way they don't make. Now we say because it's a competition. No investor no go like for go invest in a country where say you get other nation where go able offer the same thing at a lesser cost or we able get all the parameters in place. So this is the time where their political parties here or whoever where they fight for coming to power, you get forget a successful plan. You get forget that kind. You get for think like a revolutionist. You get for think how you go able for develop with nation. We all know even black ourselves, who you mentioned, know the problem of saloon. How can we tackle those problems? How can we get it once and for once and solve them? You understand? We see the greatest problem with saloon face is corruption, and corruption begin from the homestead. But the simple laws then what they put in place, then go able for make corruption not explode the way it did because it's not rampant. You understand? Few days water no day we guma pipe get problem. We see how people they sell water on the streets. Very expensive one. Not so government may do that and they now we sell for Sierra Leoneans. So that shows you how wicked we be to we sell as Sierra Leoneans. You understand? So we have to look, we have to as a nation, as we say, the president's speech should have looked at all those things today. How we go able for build forces, how we go able for build this. This is not about tribe, this is not about color, this is not about region, this is not about how we as Sierra Leonean, wherever you in the world, you have Sierra Leoneans elsewhere in the world where they do very well. They have the connection, they have the this, but how they go take people and go in a saloon for make them go invest or make them go help in their little corner ways and them the system, a lot of things them lacking. Make you always say government no need for do everything, but the basic things that what we need: water, lights, good health, those things then they parameters then if they well in place, other things can go ride. Other developments can go up. It go just happen like tsunami. It go just spring up because the environment and foundation is set. It don't tell whether like in Kroma Puparebu say, they plant here on top loss. They plant on top loss rather. Because if you plant, I like how you braid them nicely. If the under gets dandruff, if you get that, if you get a loss, you get this. Now so the society day, now so the country day. There's no one way go able for fix certain things. Them if you're not dealing with the loss, then what we get. So if you not deal with the dandruff, and waiting at the dandruff and then loss, then they will get now lawlessness. Certain people then free for do certain things, then go free with some other people then go do the same thing. People they hold them. So we can forget that kind of a blanket uniform laws them way. If one person do something, the same treatment where you go give for A, give the same treatment to X or Y or Z, but not cherry pick. You understand? This is the problem. Unless we fix the loss what we get in our country, we fix the dandruff. There is no decent hairstyle we go make in that country day. Where it go fine, it go last. It not go last because Chief Boku companies and the current foreign companies. In the judiciary, they always look at the judiciary, how their investment being protected. If somebody they can invest in a country billions of dollars, or let's say billions of whatever, or millions of dollars or whatever, it want for no tomorrow if somebody thief, if problem be how investment can be protected. We've seen several times companies that they sue we governments are within power. Just because they think, so they look at all the things they do. So we get for fix the judiciary, you get for fix health, because if they go down a salon of foreign companies, they check the health. If workman then go sick, experts then sick, the first thing when they need, the first aid when they need, now the country get for provide them for them. If all those things they're lacking, they don't do. Because not all companies they go na salon and African some they operate. Some companies they go all the way Sinkunia. Some they go all the way na Kono. They go operate na Kono wherever was opportunities in there. And if government not fix some of them, they choose then the other hospitals and they waiting at their region and they do not fix them and make sure it's to standard. Even more. When we go say na they then government they go for go celebrate both school or this or that, a big celebration. Not get standard hospital. If person sick na ball right now. You understand? Some of the things that in NF don't look, they invest into. Just like APC bill political party office na Makeni, if now speak to them, don't build another area, they go serve another region. They. So you have to look at all the things they do, and the missing link, missing opportunities, things that we know say we need. Now that kind of speech they will mean for me, they expect from the president. You understand? Somebody say he said Ramadan speech the presidency, and I mean I'm not get any different view from that, because basically that's what italic. You understand? We may need that kind of speech where for the reflect. How can we reflect as a nation? How can we address situations? How can we put things together? That now we need Nasalon. But you see a lot of division, a lot of fighting. Everybody they try for propagate your own agenda. Everybody they try for this. They forget about the things that will affect the masses. Talk about the inflation when it happen. Talk about the transport system we know they in place. We don't get government bosses then people then they suffer. A day like then days, then they want to celebrate independence. Now that thing that they unveil. Now that thing that they bring out to the people. The government plans have this so and so. We know this have been a challenge for people. We know say this and this have been this. Things that way say, but if you the old man they make like say, not wrong, the country everything fine, the government they rule well. No. Government not going to do all by itself. So they got forget that kind of open hands. They got forget a way wherein they're not going to foresee you, then see particular. They foresee you as a Sierra Leonean, we're going to contribute meaningfully. I believe there are some Sierra Leonean within the diaspora, but because of their name them or because of whatever or their affiliation, they tend to draw line. And we society, we quick for judgment. We quick when you oppose things. Then when they talk now, people feel say they take sides. People feel say we did at the other side. People feel say until you talk good, they say oh that man. So no, it should not be like that. This now we all nation, we all they represent where they outside salon, they represent green, white, and blue. Now we they represent, so we they beg the government. We they beg, they're not still late yet. People they stay for transport. Public transport now, big challenge. Big challenge. Maybe they come out Watalo, I go out meeting every day. I come out meeting every day, I come back Watalo every day. I see how people at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the streets. I see how people in the train from Amuti for go school. People they come market for come by, people they come by na of course. How in this train? You understand? I see how people in the come on the other region they for Canada side they. You understand? I see how people in the wake in the morning, 2 o'clock morning. When you come out down now, you come out 2 o'clock morning. You see people they all gallon the fed for go get water. Then thing they not day. And the 61-year-old they celebrate. Those are the lost, and those are the things they will feel say for the fed for address at this 21st century. Now there's small thing then they. Lights not day. People they go see people they fed for gallon. I mean they all gallon the fed for fuel. Just forget fear for go with an hours. All them fire incidents so they happen. So majority then they cause by them thing and the people then get fear that they host there. People then get carelessly put her. No, but because scarcity of them things there. So we have to look at which side we miss and how can we correct it as a nation, and then we move ahead. If we still they blame APC media, therefore don't do this, we know they go nowhere. We know they go no side. We still they go around the circles. Because when you talk, they say, oh, the government only they try to wait and do. No, that's why they change them. So you can do a better job. If you can do a better job, you still they talk about 4 years about the past people that women did. Then I mean, this is not like it's just like But when you come and give you a mandate, they give you a 5 years mandate. Work towards what in then are you mandate. Let the people then talk. You not go for brag say I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this. No, but the people now then they give feedback. It's like you performing on a big stage. At the end of the day, the audience go come and grade you say yes, you've done a good job. Just like you watch any shows. I feel say not to them for tell we say don't do this or don't do this. Now the people make you say if any political party rule that country well, you don't need for campaign. If you really rule it well, you see say yes, me developments are not just one-sided. I take on the four corners and I don't look name, I don't look tribe, I don't look this. And whatever what they do, I make sure say I be open up and involve other people. Them you don't need for campaign because the people they see, they are the people where they evaluate. Now the people that way know exactly what they think where they pinch them. And when you talk, when you didn't the diaspora, people think you don't have the right to talk. We talk because the dependency ratio now we fall upon. Because we get family and when things family and friends, when things are not going well, now we back then they call say, hey, What I say for me this now, hey sister, I want for pay me pikin school fee. Hey, I want for do this. Oh, I want for do this. Now we back they feel the pressure. So when we talk, at least we self get right because we are Sierra Leoneans. We're representing the green, white, and blue outside there. But people think so, oh, let them can no, let them can do. If you look the remittances of money Sierra Leone they send every month as alone, even the economy. For like the dollar rates not even go farther away the way they go. Where they that slow pace they over the sea. Because so many dollars, so many things, so many foreign exchange were being injected into the economy. Government just can't forget a whole plan and involve everybody. But this party business, everybody they try for project. So they all selfish to their party. APC they first out there for win election. SLPP said they first out there for win election. The common cause of problems of the people, nobody know the addresser. Now they all focus on the next election. Now this ruling where this guy, then they all focus for now. That tells you how they think. Nobody know me they talk to at the corner, how people they feel, how pressure they, how things are going bad. Nobody. But now when they get a ruling, you see every the one they want me dummy there, the one they want me they talk, they all they talk now because they've stepped on their foot. I feel say when things bad, when you see things do not go the right way for go. Besides say you me the day before, if you know able address our next man come, make your address and give the support. So when you self council, you know they go back and go fix the same problem because they already fixed the problem. Now before we they go. But most times what we they see, we they go back. Now we could able catch up with the rest of other African countries there. Because when they come, they do what they got for do, they forge ahead. Next government come, government are continuity. They fix more problems. So now priority. But we go back to the same problem. Say today, the government who left, they never fix lights. They left sheep. This government self come, they embrace sheep. We still they use the sheep. So if another government come the next 5 years back, they go back to the same problem lights. So we are still in the same thing, and there's no way we will move ahead if we never fix power. No way. No tell me to say sheep will able for be sustainable. It's not a sustainable project. We still they go back. So 5 to 10 years or 11 years of Ernest Baikoma, never fix lights. 5 years don't go of Manabio, we never fix light in the capital. Not tell me say boy and Kenema get lights. When them people then go then days there when American cities they will go when a Sierra Leone now they don't go Bo, they don't go Kenema. Now waiting and seeing at the city then they can't wait. So don't tell me say light they go light they Kenema. So 5 years back we not fix the same problem. Another person they come back next 5 years. So when do we take off? We're not still able to take off it. Because until we fix the light, it's like the runway. It's like the runway. If we don't fix the lights, there's no way we can take off. We're still dead on. We're still grounded. Because lights, now they're the platform. Nobody tell me, say, outside they living at the wall outside, then they get blackout for a day. No, because the light's very significant. Like very important for any nation. Because people in there, we get what to call SME, small, medium enterprise business. We rely on lights in salon. We really depend. The mommy will get in restaurants. That man where they weld Dumote, which they call. You need light for where it weld. If you begin by design for a generator for make it weld, imagine the price of the Dumote or window don't go there. But if you got the government, the provider, say at any time we're ready to go well, go charge based on the overhead. I mean, you charge exorbitant because the bomb better diesel. You go charge at a minimal price because they spend much. That's the same thing the man work at the restaurants. If they spend beaucoup money for buy ice for cold the same drink, and probability say the same drink not go down today. Sooner back the drink you get for seller back, they go buy more ice. So at the end of the day, you overhead increase every day. You never make profit. So then just stay in the business. They're not making profit. So until we fix lights for 15 years now, at the count 11 years and 4 years, this government, 30 they will never fix lights in the capital. The capital, when they talk about the capital, we still the able per ship. We still able per ship. I think that's a priority of any government now than any other thing else. That's not me take Ibram.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Fix light, fix light, fix light. Yeah, we'll go fix them. Omar, this no, will not get you. We're not going to do more to back. If we miss you now, Uka Daniel, I ain't that too. We're not going to do more just now, not get you.
Man, what you go on with my phone? Now my phone, man, I anyway the ring, where the phone the ring. Hello?
Okay, you get 5 minutes, sir.
All right. Hey,
It look like say at the over myself.
Okay, well, hang up, you call me
At
now.
the
You clear and you call me back. Omar dey overhearing himself too thing. Let's just wait for Omar, then we'll go come with Daniel. So you good now?
Yes, we're good now.
All right, so you get 5 minutes.
Man, thank you very much for taking the call. The problem is, I absolutely agree with Tony. Tony hit the nail right on the head. I mean, everything with like that man will they tell you, but injustice will they tell you, but Rwanda. This is not the problem. Tony hit the nail on the head. Now, when they go after this guy, will not be no say when a particular problem, will not be no say things and the way people that they do, but not the same thing them to party they do. Everything where they go on today, once you're an SLPP supporter, it's okay with you. You not see the problem. The problem you go see in 2024 if they not win back. If they win, we will see am ending of 2028. Now they know all the problem. Now that 10 days they talk say, we not do with this man. Inside the same APC, just like what this guy let them give a chance. Because not so in the only one who cared the party go. Even NRM been caring. A lot of the other APC people been get the same message about this old executive things that with them they do all right. And me not a lawyer, me not a judge, but according to the judge, he said the constitution calls say them if you don't dissolve them, or then people and the way they now not for the again. If that's not true, then the judge right. So Usana do all of a sudden now people in the attack the judges then. But they not see none of the problems with the young party executive they do to the other people, to the young people and the young supporters. You know, now all of a sudden, the judge, the Creole people, the dog eat the homework. In Africa, Sierra Leone, we get from land for accept responsibility when things go wrong. Say this, now that make where people and pass away. Man, they look, he do something bad, he resign. So they're not even the party they call them. We they see now where people and they call the young party member and say, what you do not right, resign. But we don't talk this one over and over. Now Africa, now they celebrate we don't thief man them. As long as we identify with self with two side, then they be okay. For look the truth and say this is wrong. We need to do it. We need to do it. We they see people them. We don't host this show. We they see all the time where people in the corner they chastise you. Where they send text, then they chastise you about SLPP. Then if you say something about APC, they read them back from them. We look at we self na the eye and look we self na the mirror. Sometimes they go and they don't let you pillar talk to you. And no say this you person where you like a way you identify yourself with not they do justice to you because you self they suffer. But when they say something or they pass law or order or judgment, now they tell the heart the blood pressure then they go 200 over 150 because then tap aside they no one follow them tap. When life not they so. So tell them the truth, they never tell you. You not go like him, but not now he did. Look until we own president. This guy, something never go right with Marabio. If Marabio tell me say, Marabio not going to tell me say they need to watch TV or listen to radio or you know get people that would the download about the day-to-day how things they go down the street. You know that. So Marabio knows say this man with the whole like Chris man, whether he Chris now, he get psych he get psych problem or na hard up because make him tell you say right now if them bring psychologists, them bring any trained psychologists, and then bring people that we know how to look at people that we get mental problem as alone. I would tell you, say, about 1/3 of Sierra Leone population, young one, them, even grown up one, them. Because when they say mental problem, no mean for say you the pull trust the hallow. Because the stress, the depression, the hardship, the poverty, it cause when you overstress, it lead you into situation or position where really you not pull trust the dance. How many people know where they walk on a street in a salon where they talk by themselves? They not pull them trust it. But they mentally disturbed, something now they go on. Right, because of the chaos. We get the president, we absolutely turn blue. This guy, he need to talk to the people then. Something they happen, he need to talk. Would they see developing countries? And which would they now tell me anything where they happen in America, where Biden need to come out to talk? He need a Christian. Where need to go talk to the people? Then? You not the president. You not the father of the nation. You not with Papa. Just like where you did, you get you begin the dinner that who's the Usai day, we call as a state house or the executive house, whatever Usai day. You forbid the head of the the affairs that are Usai. Now you, the people that they look to. Example, you don't say Usai, you take your small picking money, you go left and to babysitter. When they come back for camping, come up. As soon as you see that jump, that because it feels like you get that confidence, that security. Now you get from the beginning. Now that to the fear as you, the president. We want that confidence. We want that security. Assure we talk to the people and tell them, say the country, now this way we did, now this way we do good. Let the people then respect you. Sierra Leone and now they talk about cost, but now people them way really when you put the laws then and you go according to the laws then, you begin implement the laws them to the ladder that people are when are law abiding people then. But they never see anybody. Talk to the people then. But the man they come, just like what Tony say, how you go tell we say you don't go through your manifesto, you don't do everything. That's what you for talker. Now we the people and now we for tell you say, you know what? This man, I don't even know a Christmas no more for run against him. Because this man not supposed, not if they go unopposed. In fact, we don't need another one. Because what in this man they do, ain't no need for talker. But why not they always they tell you what they don't do? Now we for tell and say, now this one I don't do. They're not tell what they don't do. How much that the money they pay Marabio? In what Canada they talk a war against indiscipline. How much that the money West Salon government they pay Marabio? For let Marabio get enough money for donate $200,000 and 10-ton iron rod and 3,000 bags cement. Because if he rely no more on the own paycheck, really if you say they donate 200,000, you need to get nothing with enough that much. So it's corrupt. In fact, incorruption past the one that will be dead. But the problem is we not get people that were sincere to this nation. We get one that when as you talk, say, oh, yesterday we better, we got light. That's what went into. They say, what the light? What the light will be there? You go take somebody in ship, you go tie sign contract and you get put and don't boom. What the light? Look at people that they strain. Watano day. Any small thing will happen with Guma, Watano day for drink. You go to a salon. They tell you half of the population of Sierra Leone get kidney problem, a liver problem. And now the other one, then they tell you, say, oh, then say, I get ulcer. A kidney problem, water. Because you get some people that say, but why you do all day, you know the drink, you know the strain where you put by your kidney, you need to drink water. When you do drink as if you're not good. Because why you need for drink enough water so that your kidney will go flush, you bad stuff them out. But when you need to drink water, you did all day, you don't drink water, you just don't kill your kidneys. The amount of kidney problem with that country they get not small. We're not able to give people the water, we're not able to give them light. But yet when they say something political, you show people that yeah, they all the commot, people they talk like say they put knife in the throat. As soon as anytime when they say for not talk about social amenities, all around the shy. But you put on politics, you touch politician either side of the aisle. Now you see where they can because what is that people that we might be get? What kind of useless officer they know? Where anybody will even cough might be a name for put on a cell? Would they see now during the election I remember this vividly. Bill Clinton can work on a Santa Monica Beach one time. Now Joe give me the job as president. You're not gonna believe one lady, if follow Bill Clinton, they run after her with Poto. Then just hold on and then pull on a corner and say they are pulling trouble now. Go side they go. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he get on campaign, governor, I wrote the agent to weapon. He pulled the jacket, now he throw and continue. Would they see that Donald Trump during the campaign, not just take somebody go run after I go grab him, then just pull the guy, then you put on a jail. In fact, the media end up interviewing the guy. Things and then what in there they say now about the president. As long as you don't try for go kill her. Now because we try for talk, so we get democracy. Where the democracy? Chris Mansef now make fun about president. You go put on a Padema road. God help we nation. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much, Umar. Okay, I will come with this person. Okay, with this person. Hello, yeah. The phone line don't close. I'll call. Yes, caller, they live and here. You name and say the call from, please.
I'll be right now in Iraq.
Okay, waiting a contribution.
How are you doing?
Good.
Why my contribution concerning about the country no more, the situation how we country they go right now. We're not really happy. I don't know. Even when we know the presently in the country, it's not easy. Well, like where we they talk no more, the president always increase the size, always in call for concerning but we the people how we they constay in that country they. He say in go be the savior for we for helping that country they for we the lay one day. And you can see no more pain. At least if they criticize about food, he say things not easy for we. Food, rest, especially rest. We dey buy and dear as 200,000 for a bag of rice. At least we in council, we expect not even 100,000 self. Like we even say 60,000. We say them be left as a government of them SLPP. Now they if I be don't get turn out, we don't expect say this money they go put this country into a situation where it be the worst than the one I been meeting. You not expecting so. Now these 4 years where we all for don't say Alhamdulillah, getting this money at top President Bill. Alhamdulillah, we're happy. It's an up and cry, we still there. When it is still left 1 year for him, or me I still take her as 1 year. We they beg. This 1 year we left now. Some other things then they able come together. They able come together. As we see them promise we. For let them able put things easy for we the people then. And thank God he don't get a speech outlet. Say easy. The country say dry. Easy. So like reason out within this 1 year to next year before we go to election. Easy. Even we dey now, and we get the pressure than them self where they na the country. Anything we happen and we then they call. Yeah, especially we can find ourselves so we can find our back. Very difficult. We dey on the stress of the people we they live with foreign people we get back home. Really easy for it. So there we dey beg the Papa government, President Bio. They look to this one year waiting promise. They're able to settle some things then. Right now we know the time is too late for her. But like the food, we say they suffer. They try like help with that side they able to put some down. Yeah, I'm your contribution and thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Yeah. For line don't close, please don't call. Yes, caller, you get 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you so much. Rami?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been listening to the program, all your presentations and callers. Everybody gets your own concern for the country, just like anybody. Me, I'm concerned Leone from Australia. They come to the issue of first black hours, see other people they measure. What think government for do the mental health department or the health department for look at like black issue, for make like a case study wherein then go be don't help this man take a mental home. Psychologists then look at her, psychiatrists then look at him, what thing go wrong with him, how then go able to use as a module for transform him. Because I believe say a guy way a lot of times they talk things that way make sense. Sometimes people can use them for their own political advantage. Both parties, we talk for SLPP, they say I think a good they talk today. We talk for APC, they say I think a good they talk today. So the guys, people away mentally stable, they use them away vulnerable for put them in a light of a trouble. Not only like they arrest her for say they send money from her for somebody. That not to me own concern. But what's inside in me, when people are with mental stability, people away normal, they use somebody who is vulnerable for put in life na the line for their own personal benefit or gain politically. Now that's me they against. It's wrong. Imagine if na you own Pekin or na you own fumble, political people they use they tease them for make it talk things against the government where they or the government will be don't pass, where both black I don't do. When they put the man in a vulnerable situation wherein if you demand your political party go don't take drugs tomorrow, then go see that guy, then kill him for nothing. Whose benefit or every Sierra Leonean go get if they see that guy go die? You see, instead of political party, they help the guy in mental problem, they use the guy for make him vulnerable for an attack. And we also be the youth man, the political party when they don't in drugs, then can harm even their own family because when somebody under the influence of drugs, they don't understand what they do. So this not way sadden me, not way painful to me. And I tell why they see people they share the guy video, they misuse the guy. It's wrong. Let we take ourselves say black and we own brother. Other go on for make a fumble somebody use them for your own political benefit and make the man vulnerable to an attack from political supporters then. That's the one side of blacker. Let we come to the issue of the decision of the court of expelling or whatever the former executive would have been on day. And this again comes about greed, wherein certain people hold into power for so long. It comes with resentment in any society. When you hold on to something for so long, if more time I finally left something than something left you, you gain respect. Now this always will find yourself, even some of them job how they do. If you see and see they get far, draw, don't begin come out. Sometimes if you are your sanity, just resign and just go, you get your respect. But when you wait, say embarrassment come, it's very sad. People they make this thing like a joke, but at the end of the day, the guy don't feel say like a joke, now look, they don't go win the case. And waiting at this own advantage to the country and waiting at your advantage to the present ruling government. When you look at what all that happen in this atmosphere of the political status quo in the country, the drama, the trauma will all happen. If let's say this executive would then pull remain for the in power, they can't win elections. Let's put it so. You feel say they're not going to take revenge against this government of all what they don't do, another commission of inquiry, attack their supporters then. So when you look at this reform, to me, maybe an intervention from God for save this country in the long run problem, wherein if they're neutral, let people here don't sue this former executive to court, they can win, they take over the aims of the party. Even if SLPP lost election, I believe say they will be confident enough for staying at the country in peace. And not say these people then go look at and say, now an enemy then go attack them. So now that's me they look at. What are the advantage points of the present government in future if they lost an election? Is there going, if the former executive day, are they going to revenge against the government like how they don't treat them presently? If possible. So if this reform come wherein a court of this present government take a decision for expel them and count another new face inside the political party, don't an old face them, but they make reform inside the APC, at least this government said if they lost election, it will be volunteer enough or reasonable enough for just hand over without chaos. But most time when a sitting government they in power, you see and say the opposition are a threat, where if you lost an election, they will be vulnerable of an attack on other issue. Sometimes they can create problems in countries. You see, I'm inside Guinea. So I pray that this not happen at Sierra Leone. Let we give chance to them people and make the party all members and come together and try for accept and reform and move ahead and solidify the party and bring everybody on board and solve the issue. The way forward, the country will be better. Again, another I call a talk a point of very important electricity. All the way to the struggle pursued today in Sierra Leone now because since after independence, we never take electricity serious. When you look at Ghana and Ivory Coast, when they get 24 hours electricity supply between the two countries, then you see from the 80s and 90s how their countries and they shape their life and transform so quickly. Today, look at Ghana, look at Ivory Coast in terms of infrastructures. It encourages somebody for building masterpiece house, beautifying modern house, where we say go get supply with the electricity, we go power out what you want to put in your house. But today, say if you want to put air conditioner and you also don't build, you think if I can't put a note like furniture go be when lights go come, I go use them. So some of all entire businesses them it encourage some of holding at the diaspora for go back home for invest in the country. But why make you see Ghanaians them Ivorians they rush for go to Ghana every coast more for go invest? Because there is 24 hours electricity. Even if you send somebody a freezer from the diaspora, that person they can even sell even ice block or even ginger. If they get a sustainable living where they create less pressure from government. But now this with government they need to see, even that light where they negotiate for Ivory Coast, they should have included Freetown, part of that supply, or a better negotiation where they will expand the distribution of that light from Ivory Coast to Freetown. Because if the capital city or that major like Bokenema, it's fine for me to get 24 hours electricity. But if a capital city not get power, the government always go there in trouble from pressure. Because now they the hands of government sit down. So if the outside the hands of government sit down, they will get 24 hours electricity. Come on. Any government will come, they're going to forget sustainable pressure. Because everybody gets frustrated if somebody they charge a phone, lights go off, it become frustrated. If they microwave your food, lights go off, it become frustrated. So that's not me own take. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, concern Sierra Leonean. For line don't close, we don't try today. All right. I don't know if you go Didi or you don't forget, say you not get for Didi. Eh? I'll see if the chairman there available. I'll bring the chairman inside. Eh? Aya na salon. But now we go end everything for today. We've done almost 4 hours 30 minutes. You know, say it's Saturday, and I so we can do things now. But they end everything now, and they take a rest tomorrow. Also, we go join AYV on Sunday, and we go come back on Monday, energized and ready for put another food on the plate. What you want for Salona the best? We hope say then go hear you word. All man go hear you word. Even me self. Go hear you word. But again, for choose the kind of words we they see, and we're responsible for whatever we say. We go there back Monday. Monday now holiday. Anyway. We'll be there on Monday. Hopefully. We'll be there on Monday. Hopefully. Ramadan Mubarak to all Muslim brothers and sisters. Yes, Omar, Blackpool all the way. I know mommy the supporter. No get no other team. That's how Sierra Leone and Tripoli is. Eh? I know that team. I don't get you name it. But I left so.